How's everybody doing today? So, got some requests on importing models into Fusion and being able to edit them. So, this is how you do that. You can do this with 3MF or STLs. Let's see here. So you're gonna open your files. Yeah, you can do it with .obj. This is an STL and a 3MF. So we're gonna do this as an example. So we've got our two mesh bodies here. Move our base a little bit closer. Okay, beautiful. So I got two examples here to show when it can be easy and when it can be hard. So we're focused on our little bracket model here. Very simple functional part. And this one will be pretty easy. So you're gonna go to your mesh tab, go to prepare, and generate face groups. Now what this does, it's gonna take all these triangles, group them into face groups. Your options here are fast and accurate. They are pretty self-descriptive, fast and accurate. Accurate usually takes a little longer to compute, so do know that. You got your preview checkbox here if you want to do that. So that'll give you a idea of where your face groups are going to land, this all looks pretty good, grouped together pretty nicely. Usually you can go with just whatever it generates by default, but if you need to, there are ways you can go in and actually edit this mesh and manually combine face groups. If you need to do that, you can go combine face groups. I'm not going to go over that right now, it's a little outside the scope here, but so once you've generated your face groups, you go to modify and convert mesh. Select your body, and you have a choice between parametric and base feature. Obviously base feature is not going to give you your timeline and all that. Ideally you want parametric. Now you have also faceted and prismatic. So faceted is usually what I go with if I'm having problems with prismatic, and prismatic can be problematic depending on what model you're doing, but it should work for this one. This is a pretty simple model, so we'll go prismatic and hit OK, and you can see all the faces are where the face groups were, right? So wherever it generates a face group, that's going to turn it into a whole face with prismatic. But if you were to choose base feature instead, with faceted, there we go. If you hit faceted, that's going to give you an individual face for every triangle that it sees. Model, right? It's going to basically ignore those face groups. Now this can be useful if you have problems doing it with the prismatic feature. Then this usually works if prismatic doesn't. But it can be more challenging to edit the model because you have all these different faces. So really the best way to get around that is go back to your solid body, create you a sketch, right? And then we'll go, just as an example, we'll do a basic rectangle here, and then, you can extrude that -0.1 or whatever, something that doesn't make a huge difference. And now you've got that as one complete face if you need to do that. So now that we've seen the difference between those two, let's try this one. This obviously has a lot more triangles. The more triangles you have, the more compute it's going to require, the longer it's going to take, more likely it is to crash your application, all this and that. So hopefully nothing crazy happens here, but go to prepare, generate face groups. And this is not really, do understand this is not really meant for organic models like this. And you'll see why. We hit OK, generate our face groups, and it's going to take some time. Oh. It actually did it. Or did I? Huh. Oh, yeah. I'm getting ahead of myself here. We're just generating face groups. The part where it's supposed to break is convert mesh. That's what I was expecting. Jumping ahead of myself here. Okay, so we go to convert mesh, and you see how when we generate these face groups, it's a lot more chaotic than this basic functional model. Our face groups are all over the place. It doesn't know what to put with what. And you'll see here why you sometimes use faceted, even though it's not ideal. We do parametric on a model like this. Like I said, this feature, converting mesh, is not really meant for organic models like this with a lot of crazy triangles and things like that. That is actually, you want the organic conversion, but this is like an add-on that you have to buy. I don't think, right, so you can, it's part of the design extension. So you could get the design extension if you want. I'm not buying that. I rarely have a need to work with organic models. But just so you know, that's why Prismatic really doesn't work well for organic models. It's not really meant for it. That's what this is for. But I don't have that extension. I can't show that as an example. So we'll just show you, if we try to convert Prismatic, it's going to take a second, but I'll show you why it rarely works. Prismatic does work better on simpler models like this bracket. As you saw, it converted just fine with a simple model like that. Sometimes, even with simpler models, you might need to do the accurate combined face groups instead of fast, and that will give you a better result sometimes if you're having problems converting. But generally, for simple models, Prismatic. I have had simple models before, though, plenty of times. Did this go? I don't want to rush it here. There we go. Okay, so we can see why that didn't work, right? It got everything all messed up. Now, if you get a model that converts like this and there's only a few spots messed up, there is ways that you can go in and you can edit this mesh and patch these in and all that outside the scope of this video, and it's way more work than you want to do anyway. Unless there's just, a couple of faces that you got to repair, then sometimes it'd be worth it. But generally, Prismatic with organic models like this, and like I said, sometimes even simpler functional models can break like this. So if that happens, the best thing to do, go back into edit feature and choose faceted. And as you'll see, this should, see this generated just fine into a solid body with faceted, but you just have to deal with all these different triangles, which for an organic model is not a big deal unless you need to do something with these flat faces. But that's basically it. Faceted is not great for direct editing, but like I said, like I showed you here, there's some workarounds that you can use. But yeah, that's generally it. You can, from here you can go in solid body and, extrude something if you want, just as an example, it's now a solid, no longer just a shell, right? So you can go in and directly edit these any way you want, cut into that or whatever you want to do. So yeah, from there you can edit it just like a regular Fusion 360 model, and as long as you select parametric and the convert mesh feature function, you will have your timeline down here of everything you did. So yeah, that's basically it, and I hope that was comprehensive enough, and I hope it helped, and let me know in the comments. Have a good day, everybody, and a Happy New Year's. Find my other remote here. There we go.